All right, everybody. This is Free Smoke TV, and today what I'm doing is I'm going over um, something that's near and dear to all of us Philadelphians' hearts, and it's the Joey Merlino podcast, The Skinny with Joey Merlino and Little Snuff. And they came out about a year and a half ago now, okay? And when they came out, all the cooperators started dissing them. Not all of them. Some of them tried to be nice to Joey, but a few, especially this Dom Cicale and Gene Barello, went crazy about him. And Gene Barello had the most to say, but Dom Cicale went on this rampage against Joey. And over the past couple of days, Dom Cicale has gone insane. Okay, he has basically declared war on the Mafia, on Joey Merlino and the Philly Mob, the five families in New York, and Little Snuff. And he cannot get Little Snuff's name right for the life of him. He said it about 15 different ways on here. I'm sorry for everybody else's name that I butchered in this, but he's not giving me a lot to go with, and I say that several times, and it's because it's the truth. So I'm sorry that I repeat myself saying that, but he's really not. And okay, so basically, this is what happened. This is the aftermath of Joey making a podcast. Joey Merlino, alleged boss of Philadelphia, and this Dom Cicale having an emotional breakdown due to his channel sucking and losing even more people. I guess because of Joey, doing sports betting and talking about rats, because apparently he is one of the cooperators, or as a rat as he called himself. He's called himself both names. So this is not me disparaging the man or trying to defame him. These are words that came out of his mouth, that he is a cooperator and he is a rat. This is what he said allegedly. Um, so all this is alleged. I'm just going over it. But one thing I do know is that he started us with Joey Merlino. And I can prove that. So we're gonna go over his unhinged behavior in this episode, and because I just cannot believe that no one else has made a video about this. This is insanity, the things that he is saying, and I'm just surprised that this isn't a bigger deal than it should be. This is going to be a long video. It would be 10 hours if I did all of it at once like I thought I was going to do, but I can't. So this is Dom Cicale versus the Mafia and Joe Merlino and Little Snuff podcast, The Skinny with Joey Merlino.
And everybody, welcome back to another live edition of Cicale's Corner, Unfiltered Mafia Roundtable with your host, Dominic Cicale. Well, everybody, I'm glad to see everybody coming on. Yes, I am feeling just a little bit better. I actually had there was some festive gathering about a mile away from my house. They had a major festival still going on. It's called Scottish Festival over the weekend. I took a walk down there with my wife, and the weather was beautiful, but I'm exhausted from it. But it was good to get out, get on my feet a little bit, walk. My back loosened up a little bit. Hopefully, it doesn't tighten back up, but I'm okay. And it seems like the cold's going away slowly but surely. So today we're gonna go into the stuff that's been going on, and I'm gonna keep it serious. I'm really not joking today or playing around, because otherwise people will say I'm drinking, I'm on drugs, who knows what other shit they'll throw at me. But it's all good. And there's just two.
All right, now as I said, this is Dom Cicale that we're looking at, and the reason why people are telling him that he might be on drugs or drinking is because of who he's going after. And right now, as it stands, he's going after the entire mafia. But originally, he's just going after Joseph Merlino when he decided to come on to YouTube. And I had the proof of all that. Oh, I got the proof of all of it. And actually, the proof is still up. I'll probably take it down if he hears wind of this video. But the original video of him reacting to Joey Merlino, or maybe it's the second one. It's with him and Gene Barello, and they run their mouths. And Joey didn't even say anything. He just said that he was exposing rats. And now this guy has gotten so crazy and so disturbed because now that Joey Merlino, I guess, is on YouTube, him and his little cooperator buddies aren't getting any money. And that's, this guy is at the end of his ropes. And of course, people are saying, hey, are you having mental health issues? Because he's a cooperator and he's threatening the boss of the Philadelphia, alleged boss of the Philadelphia crime mob, Joey Merlino. He's really coming crazy at him. And he did originally, he's the first one to pull a string. He's the first one to throw a punch. He's the first one. And I have proof, and we'll get to that. But right now, this is why people are calling this guy crazy. It's because he's threatening Joey Merlino, and soon in this video he'll start threatening the rest of the mob. And he goes on a sit down with Jeff Nadeau to talk about this, and he goes on another live. So this is like 3 hours worth of him just ranting, going crazy, and he started it, and I had the proof.
Yeah, who knows what other shit they'll throw at me, but it's all good. And there's just two questions I'm going to answer while more people come on. That we have glorified rats, being a rat tough guy on YouTube, calling somebody a coward who never ratted. Well, let's get this straight. Calling somebody a coward, it's for different reasons. Just because somebody didn't rat doesn't mean they're not a coward. So that's one of the most foolish things anybody could say. Being a rat, yeah, I cooperated. So what? It's out there. And I also did time for crimes I didn't commit. Also faced the death penalty as a kid. Never told on anybody, was never a cooperator prior to my cooperation in January of 2006. So that's a fact. Got rewarded for murder? No, I didn't get rewarded.
Okay, now so this guy jumps around a lot, but let's focus on what he said. He said you can be a coward without being a cooperator, and that is true. You could be a street guy that's a coward. I know a few of them. That is not false, but the insinuation that you are a tough cooperator. Like, first off, you cooperated, so you shouldn't even be worried about being tough anymore. You should be worried about living a straight life, which is what this guy says he does. But he flip flops a lot, as you'll see, and it's pretty crazy to watch it. So, okay, yes, you can be a coward and be a person who is involved in illegal activity who has not cooperated. Yes, that is completely true. However, you then go on to talk about how you never told on anyone until you did. And I think that that is basically true for everyone that has ever cooperated. They did not tell on anyone until they told on them. That is a fact, sir. That is a fact that exists, but I don't think it holds any weight in the fact that you took an oath of omerta, as they say. I don't know. I'm not in that group of people. I wouldn't know. I'm just going off of what I hear on YouTube. But you supposedly took this oath of silence and then you broke it. So that's what you did, and you had to live with that. And it looks like it is killing you because you don't really look like you have many friends. Looks like you're very alone, um, and it's just crazy. So it looks like you're really regretting what you did because you keep going back to saying how, oh well, before you cooperated, you did this many years in jail and you were accused of this. But now that you're no longer in that life, you shouldn't be worried about these things and these accomplishments. I don't think they're accomplishments, but apparently you do because the way you're going on about them and trying to use them as justification for something, for your toughness. And while you may be tough, it doesn't matter once you cooperate. Um, you're no longer tough. Everything goes out the window. So that's something you have to live with, and it's obviously eating him apart. This Dom Cicale. So I don't know what he's gonna do.
And then really, I wouldn't look to fight him. He is a lightweight. So, and as far as Joey in the bathroom, I said Joey and Scruff, the two of them at once, the two of them. So they would actually have the advantage, even though they're
Really, folks? What, bro? Are you insane? You're literally offering the alleged boss of the Philadelphia crime mafia, crime mob, whatever you want to call it, organized crime, what OC, whatever you want to say. You're this alleged leader. You want to fight him and his co-host to his podcast. Do you know how crazy that sounds? And you wonder why people are asking you if you're drinking or you're on drugs. So it doesn't matter if you're big or not. You're never gonna fight that guy. You're never, and you go on trying to say that you want to fight him, and then you go saying that if he touches you, you're gonna go crazy. He says this later. You'll see him go back and forth with this as he does with everything else. But it's crazy. This guy's nuts. No one's fighting you. No one's fighting you. You better lay it down, bro. You better put it down. This, before something bad happens, seriously. Because I mean, it's not just Joey now; it's the whole mob.
Both small and they're both lightweights. They could have the advantage, but we'll see. We'll see. And really, folks, I'm not looking to fight anybody, but I'll go into it later on into the show and we'll talk. Right now, let me go. Thank you. Let's see. Jason, New York, thank you for the contribution. Can't you get Merlino to call in live or Snuffy? You know what? We could do all that. But Joey's not, his first thing was, I'll go into the show, I'll explain, but thank you for the contribution. Cynthia, Francisco, thank you for monitoring, folks. For those of you who don't know,
Okay, now what he's doing here that I don't like is he's misleading his viewers to try to make it sound like, well, there's Joey's backing down. Joey's not backing down. He's made it very clear that he does not want to speak to any cooperator, you or anyone else. And furthermore, I don't even think when this all started, he wasn't even worried about you. No one in Philadelphia knew who you were. You're a low level mafia guy, a low level mafia guy in New York, okay, in the Bronx. Nobody in Philadelphia cares about you. So no one here cares about you. No one knew who you were. You went and attached your name to Joey Merlino becoming a podcaster to try to up your views and up your content. And it backfired. It backfired because you went a little too crazy with you and Gene Barello with his big mouth. And you see what happened, and we'll get to that later. That bare knuckle boxer now wants to fight him. Or you. So now, you want to talk about fighting guys that you're clearly out of their weight class trying to act like you're tough. I mean, you're just crazy. The guy is the reputed boss of the Philadelphia Mafia. You're trying to undermine it like these guys aren't tough. New York, and I don't even want to say nothing, but look at New York. They haven't done anything in years. Philadelphia is a tight unit. You better watch what you're saying, brother.
so as far as Joey came onto the scene talking about he's going to do a rat of the month. He's going to expose all the rats. And everything Joey says is going to be truthful. You could believe him. He's going to be accurate. He's going to do everything above board and just expose all the lying rats. Okay. He came at me first. He got in touch, had an investigator, not once, but twice.
All right, everybody, I want you to really pay attention. When he said, okay, go back and look at this, but when he said first, his eyes go to the right. He's looking for the answer because he knows that's bull. That's bull crap. He did not, he was not attacked. Joey Merlino did not go at him first. I don't even think Merlino knew who he was. Maybe he did because of the life and all. They know each other. Maybe. I don't know because this guy was low level. I don't think Merlino was even thinking about this guy. This all goes back to the second half of him addressing Joey Merlino having a podcast and him and Gene Barello talking crazy about Joey Merlino. Okay, Merlino had nothing to say about him. Maybe he was thinking about Barello. Maybe. Probably not, though, because he's a crumb, too. He's nobody important. He's not anybody special. He's barely, I don't even think he's a made guy. So, anyway, but they went in on Joey. They started talking about his wife had sex with all of his friends. They started talking about his wife had sex with all the Miami Dolphins. They were saying that some dude named Chris Pacello beat up Joey Merlin, or not beat him up, but ran into him down somewhere in Florida and chumped him up, and that was determined to be a lie. Okay, all these things so far that they've said have been lies. So this is not true. He attacked Joey Merlino first by attacking his wife. Okay, saying she slept with his friends while he was in jail and the Miami Dolphins. This guy's crazy. He started all this. Do not let him fool you.
So, as far as Joey came onto the scene talking about he's going to do a rat of the month. He's going to expose all the rats. And everything Joey says is going to be truthful. You could believe him. He's going to be accurate. He's going to do everything above board and just expose all the lying rats. Okay. He came at me first. He got in touch, had an investigator, not once, but twice. Twice. Call a family member who I'm not talking with, but they called me. They told me. Calling a family member, asking questions about me, my grandmother, and basically what type of crime was committed if I robbed her.
Okay, so he's going to get into this later, but this is what he's going to use for saying that Joey Merlino ratted on him and told, because if there is a case open, that he would be getting him and the other person involved jammed up. But really what I think is really truthful here is that you guys, you and Gene Borello came at him and his wife and his family, tried to make them look crazy for no reason. For no reason other than you were scared that he was going to come on and take all the views away from the cooperators. And that's what happened. For the most part, that's what happened. As soon as he came on, it started dying out. You started dying out. Sammy the Bull started dying out. Mike Franzese, he's a little different. It's kind of hard to say if he cooperated or not. He's kind of in a gray area, so he still has his followers. But that's because people, think that hey, maybe he didn't. But as far as they know you are. You have admitted to it. So, it's just crazy. You came at Merlino first, and the reason why he sent the investigator to find out if you robbed your grandmother is because there's stories about you robbing your grandmother and you being a scumbag for robbing your grandmother from her house. Twice, not once, but twice, allegedly. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly because this guy is the type of guy who you'll get into an argument with and he'll try to sue you because he's a cooperator. And he's the worst kind of person there is. He'll turn on you. He turns on his best friends. That's what he does. So you can't believe or trust anything he says. And he's a prime example of it. Look at this guy. You'll see him flip flop throughout the entire thing. He's just evil, evil.
And basically what type of crime was committed if I robbed her. So, folks, and I'll say it, I said it once, I'll say it again. If you're fighting a case and I'm going to testify against you, yes, you try to dig out all the information and expose it. But let me ask you something. If somebody else is involved in that crime, you're blowing that up on YouTube. What is that called? That's not a. So if I did it right now, I have my investigator pull something up on Barney Belomo that he was seen taking numbers, giving numbers to somebody, and I blow it out on YouTube. What are you going to say? All you people that are sticking up for Joey are going to call me a rat. Am I correct? You're going to say, Dom, you still ratting? You can't give it up. But Joey went to do it. He's not a rat. So that's number one. That's what he did. So that.
So now, just to show you how crazy this guy is, he says that it's okay if Joey Merlino had a criminal complaint against him, which would be ratting, which would be telling, which would be cooperating. Um, he's saying that it would be okay then for Joey to get a private investigator, but because he just wanted to get a private investigator to find out if he robbed his grandmother, allegedly, two times, allegedly, that, you know, he's a rat and he's cooperating. Well, the big difference here is that you are a cooperator. You have already cooperated. They're calling you a cooperator because that's what you've already done. Okay, it's already written down. It's in the It's in the cement. It's set in stone. You've done it. There's no turning back, and it looks like you're having a lot of trouble accepting it. And I would too if I was you. If I took an oath and broke it. I probably would if I betrayed everyone I knew and loved and grew up, especially in New York where it's a bunch of Italians. You probably have a bunch of family that doesn't like you. And I can see why. Because you're crazy and there's something wrong with you. You need to get yourself fixed immediately. So, as you see, the guy's just crazy. And now the reason why Joey Merlino is not a rat is because he didn't go to the police. He didn't cooperate against you. He went to find out if you allegedly robbed your grandmother, allegedly, twice, allegedly, that, you know, he could use that to embarrass you further because you tried to embarrass him and his wife and his family on YouTube before he said anything about you. Probably wasn't even thinking about you because you're a nobody. You're a very low Bonanno level associate family member. Nobody even cares about the Bonanos. The most famous one of them is Joe Bonanno. He was in the 60s. Nobody cares about the Bonanos. They're the least worried and talked about of the five families out of New York.
So that's number one. That's what he did. So that's hitting below the belt. You have my trial transcripts. You have my history. You could go in the neighborhood, ask people about me, about crimes I did, whatever you want, about girls I went with, even go there. I'm cool with it. But you want to try to make up stories now, or you want to try, if I did do something wrong, now you're going to jam me and other people up. That's still a rat move. It's a rat move. Because if I did it to somebody like Barney Belomo, you're going to say, Dom, that's why you're ratting, why you're ratting. And these are Joey's people. That's number one.
Actually, if this is a number one, this is a long number one. All right, so this guy, he's all over the place, but let's point out the fact that Joey Merlino, okay, he sent someone to investigate to see if the stories he heard were true. That you robbed your grandmother, allegedly, two times, allegedly, for hundreds of thousands of dollars, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Everything's alleged. We don't know. These are hypothetical scenarios or situations that I'm just reporting on. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that you are a cooperator. There's no rumor that you're a cooperator. Stop misleading your people like you might not have cooperated because you've already said it 10 times in this interview that you are a cooperator and that you don't care. The only thing that they care about is that they don't go and find out if you robbed your grandmother. And why would that be? Because that would end your YouTube career. No one would want to hear from you ever again. And that's what you're worried about. That's what you're worried about because you stole the house from under your grandmother twice, allegedly. Allegedly, that's what they're saying. So that is why you don't want him to go after you. It's okay for him to use a private investigator if he was telling on you and had a case involved. That would be okay. It would be okay if he sent people to talk about crimes you did and girls that you messed with, but not a crime that he heard that you committed on your grandmother. So right there, you contradicted yourself. You contradicted yourself. I hope you realize that because you said it would be okay for him to find out crimes, but then you said later, but if he finds out, he's doing this to find out a crime, and he's going to get me jammed up. So you're lying. You're lying. You're misguiding people. Allegedly, all this is alleged. This is just my interpretation of alleged events. So if you don't like it, maybe you shouldn't have done it allegedly.
Now Joey wants to come out. Hippie threw out two rumors. One, I was a rat. Excuse me, from my Florida case. When that didn't stick, he said the time I got grabbed by Stephen DeLuca, put a gun to my head, took me to the cemetery, beat the F out of me for hours, him and Paulie Carantanudo. Then he said a baseball bat got stuck up my ass. Again, that's another lie. It's another lie. If that happened, folks, I'm sure you see what happened with the guy with the Billy Club got stuck up his ass with the cops, NYPD. I go to the hospital, he died. So that's just another lie. But now Joey wants to run with another lie, something that's not substantiated. So
And this is where we are sure that bro is totally out of his mind. He said that it is unsubstantiated that he is a cooperator. Okay? He says it's unsubstantiated and it's a rumor. He said he was a cooperator multiple times. He even calls himself a rat. His words, not mine, YouTube. His words. He says it. And there's footage of him saying it. I will show. He calls himself this. Okay, this is what he says. It is very substantiated. Okay, now maybe I don't know the facts about what Joey Merlino may or may not have called you as regards to your second case. Maybe he was wrong. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But you are a cooperator. So no matter what he says, there is no rumor. You are a cooperator. Stop trying to mislead everyone. Okay? You are a cooperator. And that is that. There was nothing to change it. We know this bothers you a lot, but this was your life decision. This is what you did with your life. You took an oath of omerta and you broke it. That's what you have to deal with, and it looks like you're having a tough time. And now for that other part, I'm not even going to mention it. I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't know, and it's crazy. It's not whatever. I don't have an opinion on it. I'm not even going to speak on it.
Well, Joey, I heard you were a closet cokehead. And back when you were around 30, you and your boyfriend, because I heard you were going with somebody who was located at 947 Fern Avenue, you were gay. You two were having sex in that apartment. That would be okay for me to put that out there. So there's a lot, if you want to go both ways, but I wouldn't do it unless I have facts, Joe. So you want to go out there and then you have your little sidekick, the car salesman. That's whatever, your lap dog. That's cool. That's cool. So you're the one who actually started this BS. You came out. And I'll tell you how dirty Joey is. Another thing.
Okay, so first off, right off the bat, once again, Joe Merlino did not start this. You started this when you started accusing him of being chumped up somewhere down in Florida by your friend Chris Pacello, you and Gene Barillo, and you guys said his wife slept with all of his friends while he was in jail and all the Miami Dolphins. These are the words that came out of your friend's mouth, and you were agreeing to it. And you were telling him to calm down, but this is what you did. You started it. You didn't retract. You didn't say, I'm sorry. You doubled down later. And this is why you're having this issue. You started this with him, okay? And the difference between what he's saying about you and what you're saying is you're making it up in your head. No one has ever said these things about Joey Merlino. I lived in Philadelphia my whole life. I've never heard of him doing coke. I've never heard of him being gay on this fictional street. This is crazy. There's not even a street named that in Philadelphia, I don't believe. I don't believe. So you just made it up. The things that he is saying are coming from other people that you know. He didn't make these up. You even say you think it's coming from a guy named Mike Hippie. Okay, so I don't know who he is. He's a mafia guy. But you're saying that a mother mafia guy told him all these things. So you can't hold him accountable. He's just speaking on what he's heard. And who knows? It seems to bother you. So maybe it is true. I don't know. All allegedly.
That would be okay for me to put that out there. So there's a lot, if you want to go both ways, but I wouldn't do it unless I have facts, Joe. So you want to go out there and then you have your little sidekick, the car salesman. That's whatever, your lap dog. That's cool. That's cool. So you're the one who actually started this BS. You came out. And I'll tell you how dirty Joey is. Another thing. He did a video about, and I just saw it. It came from his partner, Billy Luna, another Joey Molino. Let me hang on, his nutsack guy. And he came out with a video that, and that's another thing. That's why I got to give Eric Foss. You know what? Like he says, he likes Molino, but he's not hanging on Molino's ball sack. He's his own man. That's what I'm getting from him. From the way he speaks, the way we went back and forth. He's his own man. He doesn't give a shit. But the way he sees it, he'll call right, and wrong. And I'm okay with that. I respect that. I definitely respect that 10,000%. But with Billy Luna, they put out a video about all the rats. They have myself, Sammy, Gene by himself, Gene and Sammy together. Then all of a sudden, pops up Mikey Scars. Mikey Scars. Are you that much of a lowlife to bring in a guy who doesn't bother anybody? Doesn't bother anybody. That man never said a bad word about you, never looked to interview with you, does his own thing. He's in his own corner on this mafia genre. He has more class in his little pinky, Joey, than you and your entire family have. How dare you and Billy throw him in the mix when he did nothing to you, nothing at all? Wow, there's so many other guys you could have thrown in that video, but now you're trying to drag somebody who really, he's above all this. He's above all this. Me, I'm okay. I go in the trenches with anybody. With anyone, I'll go in the trenches. And about calling them to the airport, Joey, the airport, we'll meet in the bathroom. Guarantee you no feds will be there. I'll sign documentation prior. I started it, I instigated it. Cool. If anybody gets in trouble, it's me.
Okay, so I don't know who this Alex Foster guy is. I'm not sure who he is or what he does, but this guy seems to like him. I'm not going to hold that against this Alex Foster guy. But he brings up Billy Luna and saying that Joey Merlino had him make a video. I've heard one video from this Billy Luna guy or Bobby Luna, whatever the guy's name is. I'm sorry for, you know, messing up the name. I'm not sure. I've only watched one video and it came from this guy, and I was just kind of trying to see who you were and what was going on. But from what it sounds like, I believe it's Bobby Luna. Let me. I hope it is. Don't hold it against me, Bob or Bill. I'm sorry, but I believe it's Bobby Luna. He's a good guy. Seems like he's telling the truth, and you don't like that. You don't like it, and that's a shame. It's a shame that you don't like it, but you should probably worry about your actions rather than how people react to the things that you do. Because you could change a lot of this if you were just a normal person and started acting right. Okay, so I think that's number one. I think that should be your big number one. All right, so we have that. Okay, now, so you're mad that Bobby Luna did a video about all the cooperators, you and Sammy and Gene, and he's got Gene up there twice. So that's what you're mad about. You're mad about him exposing you guys as cooperators, but you said you didn't care. So I don't understand what the issue is, unless you still want to act like you're tough on YouTube, which is what I think you're trying to do. You're trying to act tough on YouTube so you could get some money, and nobody believes you. I think that's what the issue is that nobody believes you, and they're not going to. They're not going to because you cooperated. So it doesn't matter if you're tough. No one wants to fight you. No one even wants to see you. No one wants to talk to you. They want to go on because you took an oath and you broke it. And then you seem to be very mad because they're talking about this other guy, Mikey Scars. And I don't know who Mikey Scars is, but from what it sounds like from your saying, he's allegedly a cooperator. So yes, that puts him in the jurisdiction of what Merlino's covering, cooperators. Okay, so but you say this guy is holier than thou and he cannot be held accountable for his telling and talking and cooperating on people because he's your friend. So then you tell Joey Merlino you want to fight him in an airport, and he'll tell the feds that it's okay. All right, I want everyone to remember that he says this because later he's going to change his tune. It's going to be different. It's going to be, if Merlino does anything to me, well then all bets are off and I'm going to get violent. Allegedly, that's what this guy's saying. So I want you to just remember this and everything he's saying and how tough he's talking now, because it will change soon.
Cool. If anybody gets in trouble, it's me. I'm not afraid to do jail time, folks. I did 20. Did 20. To me, it's a vacation. Give me my books and my commissary. That's it. That's all I need. My books, my commissary. I'm good to go. So they can keep me locked down 24 hours a day. I know how to acclimate. I did it for years on years. I was in lockdown. I was in lockdown where three, I won't even say the word, three effing cell doors you had to get to me. That's how strict it was. I couldn't even hear the tear. That's how far back they had me locked in. So, and I was there for over 6 months like that.
Okay, so my question is, if you're not afraid of jail and you did over 20 years and you're this animal that needs to be caged behind three doors, then why did you cooperate against your friend and your role model and your boss? Why did you cooperate to get out of going there if it's like a vacation to you and you enjoy being this caged animal? Why would you then cooperate? I don't believe you. I think that you're trying to mislead the people, and it's not working. It's really not working.
Over 6 months like that. After a while, you get used to the silence, you acclimate, and you do your own thing. Had a shower in the room, big ass room. And that's it. Did my own thing. Gave me my books. I was off to the races. So, so with all that, now I come at you. Joey talks about we're liars, we're cowards, we couldn't do the time. Soon the cuffs went on, we quit the life. No, Joe, I got 20 in, did 10 years for a crime I didn't commit. And the manslaughter charge, they reduced it to, Joey, if you look at the record, the manslaughter conviction in the state of Florida. Pull up the records, Joey. Do some research. Learn how to read. Learn how to do that.
Okay, so once again, he goes on trying to make us believe that he does not care about jail and that jail is nothing to him. And I just don't buy it because why would you cooperate? I don't care that you did 20 years. You then cooperated on your friends, not on people you didn't know, but on your friends. And you're not a regular citizen. You took an oath. You're essentially in a gang. You can't then switch up because things don't work for you. So I want to know what it is that if you're not afraid of jail, why you decided to turn your life around then. Why is that? That's what I want to know because this doesn't make much sense. All right, it doesn't make sense at all. You're flip flopping, you're going back and forth, as I said he would. As I said he would. 1 minute he's not proud of these things, the next minute he is. This guy is really, really crazy, and you can tell there's something wrong with him. There's something seriously wrong with him, and it's being exposed, and he cannot handle it. And now asking Joey Merlino to go look at records and saying he can't read is you could barely speak. You could barely get it out. That's how distraught you are. You look distraught. You do look like you're higher on drugs. And if you're not, the reason why people are asking you if you are is because you keep having these interactions with mafia members and you're a cooperator. You're trying to I don't know what you're trying to do, but you need to stop. It's bad. Please leave it alone for your own safety.
Florida. Pull up the records, Joey. Do some research. Learn how to read. Learn how to do that. James Proctor, all you other mafia historians, Jeff Nadeau, I'm giving you guys a challenge. If you could find out that I cooperated in my state case, I'll give you $5,000 a piece. Okay, something where it's not $1 million. I'll give you $5,000 a piece if I cooperate any way, shape, or form in my 1988 murder case in the state of Florida.
Okay, now what he's not getting here that he so desperately needs to understand is that nobody cares. We know that you cooperated on one case and you put a bunch of people, your friends, in jail, so we don't care if you cooperated or not. If someone called you out for it and was wrong and made a mistake, we still don't care. That doesn't make them right or wrong. We don't care. It doesn't change the fact that you cooperated. So while it matters to you, it does not matter to us because inevitably you cooperated, and that is what counts.
Matter of fact, anybody on YouTube. Anybody on YouTube. Furthermore, the case initiated accessory to after the fact. I had a $7,000 bail. As I was being released on bail, it took maybe about 24 hours to get a bail package to get the bail bondsman. As I'm being released, lawyer comes and sees me. So usually it takes 7 hours. After about 12, I'm like, what's going on? Lawyer comes and sees me. He says, Dom, bad news. What is it? They just hit you with accessory to after the fact, the first degree murder, and murder. At this time, I was the only one arrested. Only one. And we're going back, folks, now 1988. 88. So it wasn't as today that you get no bail. And remember, I'm young, in my early 20s, never had a record, never convicted of anything in my life. And they had nothing. They had nothing at all on the case. They wanted to break me. Okay, we go to a bail hearing. Nothing. They had nothing at all on the case. They wanted to break me. Okay, we go to a bail hearing. And I have all my family there. Grandparents are there. The judge hears it. My lawyer argues, Your Honor, they have no witnesses. They have nothing. They're alleging that from what I see here, they hit him with accessory. Now, accessory to after the fact, the first degree murder. Now they're hitting him. They up the charge to murder. So government state said whatever they had to say. Judge turns around, asked my grandparents what they had, what they owned. They knew I was stable in the state of Florida. They granted me bail. I get bail. I'm out on a $75,000 bail. While I'm out, it was about 4 weeks after that, 5 weeks, they arrest Ernie Colazzo. I get a call from New York. Long and short of it all, Ernie was telling on me. I don't know what he's saying, but they told me what happened in the room. I popped him. We put him in the bed and I shot him again while he was lying in the bed dead. Or we thought he was dead. I just put another one in his head. Only we knew that. So I knew Ernie was ratting. Some word to my father, nothing happens to Ernie.
All right, son, I really want you to pay attention to what he just said because look at how full of crap he is. Later on in either this video or the next video, because this is getting long already, you'll see him trying to say that he's a positive role model as he sits here and tells you how he proudly took somebody's life. This guy is trash. Do you hear him? Do you hear how happy he is? This is who the government made a deal with to let back out on the street. This guy is clearly something wrong with him. He clearly has something wrong with him. And obviously, I don't think the government knew how crazy this guy was because I don't think they would have did a deal with him. He's clearly got severe emotional problems. He could barely talk. This guy is not very smart. There's something wrong with him. You could tell, allegedly. So I don't know what to do. In regards to people like this because he just clearly has not learned his lesson. He may have cooperated and, as he says, did the right thing, but clearly he still is happy about the things that he did, and that's scary. This is somebody who's on the street who has taken someone's life and is allowed to be out there due to him telling on somebody, and that's pretty scary.
Long and short of it all, Ernie was telling on me. I don't know what he's saying, but they told me what happened in the room. I popped him. We put him in the bed and I shot him again while he was lying in the bed dead. Or we thought he was dead. I just put another one in his head. Only we knew that. So I knew Ernie was ratting. Some word to my father, nothing happens to Ernie. All of a sudden, we're gearing up for trial. I'm going to trial. They're still looking for Vinny Foresta. He's on the lam. They can't find him. They're not going to find him. And he even sent word. He said, Dom, if they do arrest me, I'll never rat. Okay. As I'm getting ready, we're gearing up for the trial. They're asking discovery, this, that, the other thing. Mind you, garbage bags they found. I had no fingerprints on it, nothing, no DNA from me whatsoever. Ernie Colazzo, cigarette butts, vodka bottle, his fingerprints. So he was in the hotel. All they saw me, the only evidence they had was a Canadian couple saw me there the day prior, walking through the day with a group of guys. They said that was him. That was it. Nobody saw me there that night, that next day, that day. And then I'll go into the case later on. I'll break it down piece by piece. So after that, lawyer comes, calls me. I go to his office. I'm out on bail. He says, Dom, they offered you a plea, 7 years. You're going to have to do a 3-year mandatory because of the gun charge, but I think it's a good deal. You need to take it. Well, if that's their first offer, tell them. And I was shocked. I was totally shocked that they offered me 7 years. I said, you know what? Tell them to drop the gun charge. They never recovered a gun. They didn't know whose gun it was. It could have been the dead guy. It wasn't me. But tell them to drop the gun charge. I'll take the plea. I'll take it on the chin. But I'm telling the lawyer it wasn't me. Meanwhile, it was me. So I'm playing innocent. I'm saying at that time we know Ernie's ratting. I'm like, he's the one that did it. I'm blaming him to the lawyer because I'm never going to tell a lawyer I killed somebody. So he said, all right, goes back, speaks to them. They comes back to me. They said they'll drop the gun charge. Okay, I'll take the plea. While I'm out on bail, I have 30 days to surrender. It's maybe about a week left. I get hit with an armed robbery charge. Wasn't armed robbery. We did go into the guy's apartment, robbed him, took his gun, walked out. They catch me at night. The guy I was with had the gun. That was it. But
Okay, so this guy just goes on to give us a barrage of crimes that he's committed. Some uh, kind of burglary or robbery that he's committed allegedly. Um, the taking of someone's life, the unaliving of someone, and talking about putting things into this guy's head while he's sleeping and the details. This guy's getting very graphic. I don't even really want to touch on it. He's kind of just like a scumbag. You could tell this isn't somebody that sounds remorseful or wants to help the youth as he claims to be. This sounds like somebody who's proud of what they did and wants to still be a gangster and is mad that he's not. That's really what this all kind of boils down to, in my opinion, is that Joey Merlino came onto YouTube and now no one wants to hear the stories from this guy. I don't think many people wanted to hear him in the first place, but it looks like it's gotten worse since Merlino's been on TV. And this guy needs someone to blame. You could tell. He needs someone to put it on. As a cooperator, you could tell he had to put it on people to get out of his situation, and I'm sure it looks like he's doing it again. He can't handle that maybe people just don't like him or like what he's done, allegedly.
and behold, who's the case go in front of? Judge Fleet. Same judge had for the murder case. So I know he's probably shaking his head, but I go to see him to get sentenced. He said, Mr. Scally, you're lucky I'm a man of my word and I'm not ripping up this agreement because I know you have another charge and you're in front of me on that charge. I said, thank you, Your Honor. Lawyer says, Your Honor, I have to speak to my client. Hands me a letter. I open it up. It's from Ernie. I'm the one who got, it's basically said, I'm the one who got you your plea. I told the state it was self-defense. George pulled a gun, you pulled a gun, and you shot first. That's what he said, basically. So here's the rat on my case, lying to the state, saying it was self-defense. So that's how I got my plea, from what I see. And I felt they had no evidence. Anyway, I took the plea. I went away. With the other case, after I took my plea agreement, judge sentenced me. I'm waiting. 3 weeks go by. I'm in the county jail. They're like, Cicale, pack it up. I'm like, I have another charge. It was dropped. The judge dropped it 2 days ago, dismissed the charge, and you're off to South Florida Reception Center. And that was it. That was it. That's how I wound up with that case. Went off, came home, was out 4 months. DEA set me up in a bullshit drugs thing that I was the supplier. No phone records, no pager records, no multiple meets. They saw me one time. 3 months later, they locked me up and said there was a conspiracy. That was a supplier. What conspiracy? They never met me again. They kept on meeting my co-defendant, other people, numerous time and time again. Never Dominic. No Dominic not even mentioned in any of the tapes, any of the transcripts. They locked me up. Before they locked me up, they said, listen, just work with us. We want the Genovese. Want the people you know in the Genovese. Work with us. We won't even arrest you. I said, I'm not a rat. Did my time. Did my time with a knot in my throat the whole 10 years. I was pissed as a mofo. Pissed. Pissed beyond words. And that's that story. So when I cooperated, back to this now. Joey calls us all cowards. We wouldn't do time. I did not take the witness protection program, folks. I did not change my name. I altered it, didn't change it legally, still Cicale. And everybody knows I'm in the Orlando area, so I'm not hiding. But you know what bothers me most of all? Somebody wants to come on YouTube behind the screen in their little comfort zone and talk shit, make up lies to make themselves look good because he hates rats. I'm okay with that. You could hate rats. You could hate me. I'm okay.
Okay, now mind you, as I said, this guy flip flops a lot and he goes all over the place. So he starts talking about the Florida case or getting sent to Florida, and then some kind of a D-rug charge. You guys can figure it out. I don't want to say it, get in trouble on YouTube, but he has some kind of a D-rug charge, And he's just going all over the place. And then he goes, what he doesn't like about what Merlino is calling him a rat or a cooperator. Okay, that's what he doesn't like. But earlier he said he didn't care. This guy's all over the place. He clearly needs help. Someone needs to sit him down and help him. I don't know what else to really say. This guy is crazy. He's gone from talking about Joey Merlino right into an unaliving that he committed, into another case, into this drug case that he has, and then back into what he doesn't like about Joey Merlino. The guy is all over the place. Someone needs to take the microphone away from him at this point. It's looking bad.
You could hate rats. You could hate me. I'm okay with that, Joe. What I'm not okay with is when you make up lies. That infuriates me. I have enough baggage. By you making up lies, you know what? You call me a coward. I couldn't do the time. You're not even man enough.
Okay, now here he goes again trying to mislead the people. He's saying it's okay to call him a cooperator and the R word, but he doesn't like when he makes up lies. But earlier he said that he got all his information off of someone that knows him named Mike Hippie, who's also a mafia guy, and not a cooperator. Not a cooperator. So maybe this did happen. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. This is all alleged. I wasn't there for it. I can only talk about my interpretation. But it seems to have you very upset. Seems to have you very upset at the things that Mike Hippie alleges. And usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, maybe you didn't do this, and I sure hope you didn't. I sure hope you didn't. As far as anything that happened to you, I'm sorry that you were taken advantage of as a victim, allegedly, if that happened. I'm not making fun of that at all. That would be terrible if that happened. But, I don't think that anyone made up lies about you. I think they're speaking about things that they were told, and you have said it. You have said that they were told things by these people. You brought up Mike Hippie. I don't know who Mike Hippie is. You're saying that Mike Hippie told Joseph Merlino all this information. No one else knows these people. These are all people related to you. I'm just someone on YouTube that's connecting the dots, allegedly.
Call me a coward. I couldn't do the time. You're not even man enough to confront me face to face.
Okay, so now just to clip in real quick, he doesn't want to. Joey Merlino specifically does not want to sit down with anyone who cooperated because he's the alleged mafia don of Philadelphia. Okay, hold on.
Not saying it's going to be violent. It won't get, I give you my word, it won't be violent unless you raise your hands. I'm going to protect myself and then I'm not going to stop.
Okay, so now I said he would do this. So now, earlier, just a few minutes ago, he was just talking about how he'll sign a petition and meet this Joey Merlino, this mob boss of Philadelphia, in a bathroom. In an airport and fight him and write paperwork so that he'll get all in trouble. But now he's saying he wants to meet him somewhere else, and it won't be violent, but if it does get violent, all bets are off, and he's going to do these crazy things, and that we should all be worried. So really, what is he saying? He keeps going back and forth. I don't know what he wants. I don't know whether he wants to fight Joey Merlino, or if he wants a 2-on-1 with Joey Merlino and Scruff, or if he wants to set him up for a lawsuit. That's what it really sounds like. It sounds like he wants to set him up for a lawsuit and put him in jail because maybe he ran his mouth a little too much and now he's afraid and nobody wants to listen to him on YouTube anymore. That's what it sounds like to me.
That I guarantee you. And that goes with anybody. I'm not going to throw the first punch. I'm not going to be the aggressor. I might go back at you verbally, but trust me, I'm not going to be the first one. If I see somebody attempting to do something to me, then all bets are off. It would be my pleasure to unleash what I have inside of me.
Okay, so this tough guy, Dom Cicale, who is a cooperator and is not afraid of anyone, who has unalived people and sold drugs and done all these crazy things now, and who has also offered to fight Joey Merlino 1-on-1, and him and Little Snuff, the Dom Cicale is offered. Listen to this. This is crazy now. He's offered not only to fight Joey Merlino, the alleged boss of Philadelphia, in a one-on-one, but he's suggested a handicap match between him, Dom Cicale, and Joey Merlino and his co-host on his podcast, Little Snuff, on the Joey or on the Skinny with Joey Merlino and Little Snuff. He wants to fight these people, but now, as you see, it changed. Now he doesn't want to fight. Now he says he wants to talk, and he might go back and forth verbally. So what is it, Dom? Do you want to fight these guys, or do you want to call the cops on these guys? What do you want to do? What are you really after here? Because it looks like you're after a lawsuit.
Because trust me, I have a lot of pent up anger. A lot of pent up anger. So with that, Joey, we could sit down under any forum. And no, I don't need bodyguards like somebody mentioned in here, like other people had. We don't need bodyguards. I'm a man. I'm not afraid of anybody. We could sit one on one. Whatever you have to say, at least give me the right. Like I would give you the right now. If you say things aren't true that I'm saying with you, and you said, Dom, don't do it over the internet. Meet me head on, face to face. Well, Joey's comment when he wants Sammy wants, I wouldn't pee on him. I would never. I'd pee.
Okay, now yet again, and this is a common trope with this Dom Cicale. He is all over the place and he is going crazy. He is not living in reality, and I think at an hour in, we can all see that. He is going nuts. This guy is going delusional. I don't know if it's the drugs. I don't know if it's the situation. I don't know if he has mental problems, but something is seriously wrong with this guy. Something is off. Okay, Joey Merlino does not want to meet with you, not because he's a coward or he's not a man or he's not giving you a right to do so. You can defend yourself on your podcast. It's just that your podcast is not as popular as his. He has about 50,000 more subscribers, and everyone likes Joey Merlino because he didn't cooperate on his friends when he got in trouble. He went to jail like a man. That's what he did. And you told on your best friends, and he doesn't want to sit down with people like you. There's no conspiracy, there's nothing crazy. He doesn't want to talk to a rat. He doesn't want to talk to a cooperator. These are your words, not mine. This is what you've called yourself, Mr. Cicale. You've called yourself a cooperator. You've called yourself a rat several times. This is why Joey Merlino doesn't want to see you or give you the right to a conversation. And you've been talking crazy. You've insulted his wife. You've insulted him. You've made up lies on him. And now you want him to sit down with you because you are who? A cooperator on YouTube? You're nobody. You're delusional. You need to put the microphone down. Someone needs to take it off of your hands immediately.
Then you shouldn't be on these channels, Joe. You're mafioso. You're a shelf boss in the mafia. Your claim to fame is what? Giving out turkeys? I commend you for that.
Do you hear the disdain in his voice that Joey did something good for his people and handed out turkeys? He's trying to downplay it oh my God, at the same time he compliments it. It's called a backhanded compliment. I commend you for that. No, you don't. You're jealous that you couldn't do that. Even when you were involved, you didn't do anything like that. You didn't try to do anything for your people. You're scum.
Oh, and Joey finally admitted. I saw the little clip where he says he was wrong. He made a mistake. That's why pencils have erasers. Wonderful. I'm glad. Just, I hope your pencil has an eraser for all the lies you're going to be telling. Clearly shows it.
Okay, I want you to really pay attention to what he just said. He just backhanded complimented him, meaning he's being sarcastic. Oh, that's why pencils have erasers. He says, "I'm glad Joey Merlino admitted he was wrong," but he says that's why pencils have erasers. But when you do something wrong, you want the same treatment. You want it erased. But when Joey Merlino, as a man, says, "I was wrong. Made a mistake. That's why pencils have erasers." You don't give him the same courtesy. And then you go on and say you're going to need to continue because continue the lies you're telling. He hasn't told a lie. You even said that you know where he got his information from. He got it from a guy named Mike Hippie. He's just going off of what he's been told allegedly about you, robbing your grandmother allegedly, twice allegedly, and other things that allegedly happened to you. And you can't stand it. It's driving you crazy. You're delusional at this point.
Clearly shows it. You did it with the vodka. Never even tasted it. Oh, it's garbage, garbage. It's not gluten free. Then, Joey, you know what? Take the vodka, bring it to a chemist, test it out, Joe. Test it out, debunk it. Debunk it that way. That's all you have to do. You just want to run that fuck box of yours, and you're running it with the wrong person because you know.
I gotta say, I don't know what you said. I think you said his fun box, but I think you mean his mouth. If he's picked the absolute best person to run his mouth to because you are going crazy. You cannot take it. You are going out of your mind. Are you serious? He picked the best person he could ever have picked. Then you go on to ask him about this vodka. And first off, anybody that would want you as their spokesperson, they have to be terrible. They have to be in a terrible position to ask you, of all people, to be their sponsor, to be their ambassador to the people on YouTube. You, it has to be garbage. I don't need to try it. Neither does anyone else. We all know it's garbage if it has you as the face on YouTube. Get out of here. EV Vodka, is that what it is? EG? You need to drop this guy. He's going crazy. He looks terrible. You need to stop every dealing with this guy immediately as he is making your company look bad. He's going on threatening people and using his position as a cooperator to try to avoid being in trouble and bragging about unaliving people. This guy is sick in the head. He's a danger to society, literally. And that's why I think we need to talk about this because he's the kind of person that might show up in some type of event and try to do something crazy and hurt innocent people because he's so distraught. Look at this guy. Look at him. He looks like he's gone.
What I'm going to do, folks? I'm going to have Mobster of the Month. Mobster of the Month. Mobsters aren't going to get mad at me. All the mobsters that I watch and all the associates around the Genovese, Gambino, Lucchese, Colombo, and Bonanno crime family get mad at Joey Merlino. Get mad at him because he's provoking me to go ahead. To go ahead. So I'll have investigators. I'll pick one mobster every month. The investigators will watch them on top of law enforcement, take pictures. Then I'll come on, look at these stupid mobsters, and I'll show. Look what they're doing on the street. Look at this guy taking a package, doing this, doing that. Then I'm wrong? No, mobsters. You don't want that? Joey wants to push a button. Joey wants to come on here, attack rats, expose rats. I'll expose the mobsters. What do I care? You know why? And I have a big.
Okay, now as you see, he has completely lost his mind. Um, but to address what he just said, what does he care for your life? For your life. I don't care if you want to go with the argument that no one's died due to the mafia in the past 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 50 years. We could go back 100 years and say no one's passed due to anything that the La Cosa Nostra of America has had anything to do with. I don't know what they've done. Maybe they have done, maybe they haven't done it. I don't know. It's all alleged. I don't know. I'm just reporting on what this guy is saying. And people say that there hasn't been anything done by the mob in a while. You will be the first talking like this. You have not just, they're not going to, even if they are mad at Joey Merlino for you being a lunatic, they are going to have to stop you. And to do that, they're going to, if they wanted to go after somebody, they're probably going to go after you because you're the one going after them. See, you going after a bunch of other people because you don't like what Joey Merlino is saying, which basically you've basically told us that you don't like him calling you a rat, even though you say you don't care, but you don't. And you don't like him being on YouTube because he's taking all the views. You can't change this, and you can't sugarcoat it, and you can't flip your words around and jump from topic to topic to get us all to think that you're the victim here and that you're not. You're just the crazy person that knew their time was up on YouTube because you had a facade and it worked. It worked for a while until Joey Merlino came on, and now he's got you all running, and you don't want to admit it, but he's right, and you can't. You're coming up with everything you can to try to save your YouTube career and try to just scrap on and to being tough and you need to let it go because what you're doing here is going to get you hurt. This is the craziest thing that I think anybody has ever said on YouTube. This guy has just threatened every mafia member in the United States. He's not even thinking about Italy. If they get wind of this, they will blow him up. That's what they do. Do you see what they do over there in Italy? It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. Nothing like they would do over here. So this guy is he's really playing with fire. And for his safety, he needs to lay it down. Do you really understand? He just said he was going to do mobster of the week or mobster of the month, and he's going to pay private investigators to go out and investigate active mafia members and see if they're doing a crime so he can report it to the police to get them locked up. If you think they're going to hold Joey Merlino accountable for you doing that, you are barking up the wrong tree, sir. You are barking up the wrong tree. You need to abort this mission and apologize.
What do I care? You know why? And I have a big pair of balls. That's why. That's why. I don't care. I don't care. They're going to be upset with me, but they're going to blame Joey Molino. Joe, why are you pushing this lunatic? Why are you pushing him? Joey's Cosa Nostra, a boss. Shelved, but he's a boss. He wants to attack like there's an attack. Then Joey, meet me one on one. Any type of forum. We sit down verbally. I will not put my hands on you. I will not raise. You could say whatever you want. I will not raise. I will not put my hands on you unless you come at me. You and Scruff Gruff could come and say whatever you like, but say it in a forum where at least I could defend myself. But you want to do it on a one-way show. It's not happening. Not happening. I'll even go on your show. How about that? But we're going to do it live.
Okay, you have the same one way show and you're doing the same thing that he can do. And he, let me tell you, I seen a live after all of this and he was addressing this. He barely cared. They were laughing, having a good time. And there's that boxer guy that I was speaking of. And I'm going to have to do different parts to this because it's just too long. But there's that boxer guy, the bare knuckle boxer out of South Philly. He said he'll fight you. You really ran your mouth into trouble. And don't flip flop. You keep acting like you want to have a verbal form. He doesn't want to sit down with you. You cooperated, okay? That's the end of that. Stop making this into some type of you need to see him face to face. He's never going to see you face to face because you're a cooperator. You lost that right. You're no longer a member of that life. It's time to let it go, okay? And you were just talking for an hour about how you would fight him and you would fight him in little snuff. You got me saying the wrong name because you say it differently each time you bring the guy's name up. It's Snuff, Scruff, Stuff. You can't even say the guy's name. You got me doing it. That's how crazy this is. Okay, this guy clearly there's something wrong with him. They need to take the microphone out of his hand immediately. He needs to stop. He's going crazy. They're not going to hold Joey Merlino accountable for you trying to hire private investigators to send after the mafia because you're mad at something that Joey Merlino did. You're out of your mind. You need to be stopped. I hope the FBI gets involved. I really do. I hope they see this and they go, yo, we got it. Because something's going to happen to him acting like this. Um, if anything was going to happen to anybody, it would be him because of what he's doing. But stop acting like the victim. You just sat on here for an hour talking about how you were going to fight him and you wanted to fight him a little snuff together. Yeah, okay. Now it's you want to have a talk and you want to sit down. But if he says anything, if he raises up, you're going to get crazy. You are looking for a lawsuit or you're looking for some type of physical thing that you can have happen between you two so you can call the police and either sue him or probably sue him because it looks like you're doing bad on YouTube or or you want to put him in jail because you're scared and I think it's a bit of both. I think you're scared. You're grabbing at straws because he's never going to meet you and he shouldn't.
But you want to do it on a one-way show. It's not happening. Not happening. I'll even go on your show. How about that? But we're going to do it live. We'll do it live and in person. I'll go on your show. You can have the views. You can have all the money for it. I'm not here for the money, Joe. I lose money. Just the T-shirts I gave away was a little over $1,000.
Okay, once again, Joey does not want to speak with you ever again. Get it through your head. I hope that if you hear this, you get one thing through your head that Joey Merlino does not need to speak with you. He doesn't have to speak with you. There's no reason. You are a cooperator. You are beneath him now. And you're beneath most people because you gave up your friends. You didn't tell on some random people you didn't know, seek some people out. You told on your friends. So no one will ever speak with you again, except for police and people like that and some regular citizens. No one that you grew up with, anybody or like the people that you want to be around, because this is clearly bothering you that you can't be around and act like you're tough and have all those things that you did matter. Okay, it's over and you have to let it go. Joey Merlino does not owe you a sit down, and you need to stop.
Mailing them out. Mailing them out was almost $400 just to send out the T-shirts. I did it. I did it to my listeners. So, Joe, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, you say you're a man, you say you'll never rat, you could walk anywhere, then go on stage with me. Go on stage with me. Let's see where you are, if you really are a man. Because a man's man, will confront. Will be man enough to say, doesn't matter, I'm a rat. We're not breaking bread, brother. We're not having a drink together. You're coming there to combat with me verbally. Verbally. Or what is it? You have no articulation other than fuck, 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 fuck. That's all you have? You don't know how to speak? Let's see. Let's see what you have to say. Get your arsenal, get your investigators, pull up whatever you have. I'll get my list on you because believe me, I have a lot of stuff. Because there's a gentleman, and I was going to say his name.
Okay, now I want to touch on him. A real man will confront. Why would a real man confront you? You've already told on your friends. Why would you not tell on your enemies? It just really sounds like you're trying to bait him to do something to you so you can call the police or get a lawsuit. He does not owe you a sit down. You cooperated. No one that has ever been involved with the criminal lifestyle of any color would speak with you. Ex Bloods that get kicked out of the Blood Gang do not get to then have a sit down when people call them not gang members anymore and call them out of their name for cooperating. Okay, this is normal. This is nothing crazy. You're acting like he owes you a sit down because you want to talk. No one cares. You're throwing a temper tantrum because you cooperated and no one likes you.
He's in this mafia genre. He's one of the oldest ones in this mafia genre. He has more shit on you, Joey. You never mentioned his name. You never mentioned, and you know how I know? He told me. He has a lot of shit on you, Joey. So you pick and choose who you want to go at, Joe. If you all of a sudden you want to make things right, you want to be the voice of the people for the rats. Okay, but I thought you were keeping it real. You coming on fabricating, you could say whatever you want, Joey. But believe me, I'm not going to come back and say, talk about you and your boyfriend because I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. But
Okay, so I'm not sure who this person is, but I would have to assume he's speaking about Ralph Natali. On the sit down interview that I'm going to have to do in the next episode with Jeff Nader, where I'll analyze that, where he doubles down on calling private investigators to research criminal activity, ongoing criminal activity right now in 2025, January of 2025. Um, to gather information on different mafia associates to hand over to the police with the intention of getting them in trouble. Um, you know, he this guy is crazy. He really is. Imagine that. This is what he's threatening. But if he is talking about Ralph Natali and what was going, and that's if that's where he's getting his information, that guy looked like he had dementia or something. or he was just crazy. I don't know what he was back in the day, but what he is now is a crazy old man. And, no disrespect to him, but he is nuts. He is out of his mind. You cannot listen to anything that guy says. Anything that guy says. So, and I think Jeff Nadu, if I remember correctly, shout out to him, said uh, when you brought this up to him, yeah, you did. You brought it up to him, and you said something about, well, I got a lot of information on this old guy. And Jeff Nadu tried to warn you and say, yeah, but that guy's a lunatic. And I think he's talking about Ralph Natali. I may be wrong, but he fits the bill. And you were just, it didn't matter. You just wanted whatever information you could get on Joey Merlino, whether it was true or not, because he's hurt you. He's hurt your views. He's hurt your lifestyle. And that's what this is really about. And you caused all this because he wasn't even looking for you. So let's go. Let's continue.
Come back and say, talk about you and your boyfriend, because I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but something I heard. I'm not going to say about how much coke you did when you were in the bathroom in AC, that you came out. The guy had to tell you, get the coke off your nose. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell that story, so I don't know. I'm not going to tell about the time you were on the side of the road on the highway. You had to get out, throw up because you did a little bit of heroin. Somebody gave you, they thought it was coke. They got the packages wrong. I'm not going to tell that story, Joey. But there's a lot of things I could tell, Joe. I'm not going to tell when you took some money out of somebody's house because you wanted to gamble. They wouldn't give it to you. You didn't think they would know, and they found out. I'm not going to say that, Joe, so I don't know it's true. But if I'm going to say it and you want to combat, I'm not going to say things. I'm not going to give full stories, documentations with everything. I'll give you the opportunity to rebut it. So I'm a man, Joe. I'm a man. I'm not a coward. And people, when I say punk,
Okay, now while Dom has said a lot here, it's important to point out that everything he said that Joey Merlino has done to him, he is actually doing. He is coming up with all this stuff and creating it, or he's going to blame it on Ralph Natali later. But he also says, I'm not going to say this, and then proceeds to say this. He just cannot keep his mouth shut. He cannot help but put out all the information that he's been told. He is a natural cooperator. This is insane. He just has to tell you what's going on. He cannot wait. So then he goes on and he says that Joey Merlino is gay. So first you said his wife had sex with all of his friends, then the Miami Dolphins, and that he got chumped up by Chris Pacello on some beach down in Florida. Now you're saying he's gay, he's a cokehead, and he's done heroin because his whoever gave him the drugs got the packages messed up. After you said you won't say it because you don't know if it's true, but then you go on to say it. You're doing all the things that you're accusing him of. And you've said that you think he got all of his information off a guy named Mike Hippie. So even if you thought that, or you can say that these things are lies, it's not, you know that he's been told this is a truth, where you are just making it up. This is the difference. This is where you are trying to mislead people by double talking and going to different places, jumping all over the place, trying to make yourself seem like the victim while acting like a tough guy, and then trying to act like a victim. If he does something for me, I'm going to go crazy. You're nuts. There's something wrong with you. You need to seek mental help.
so I'm a man, Joe. I'm a man. I'm not a coward. And people, when I say punk, I mean terminology of punk. What he's going to do is a punk move because it's behind the screen. It's not face to face. I'm the one at the disadvantage. I'm the one who cooperates. I'm the one who has a bounty on my head, people looking to kill me. And I'm still looking to sit with a mafia boss, shelf mafia boss. Are you kidding me, folks? Who is the coward here? Who is the one afraid to meet up? You want to meet up with a rat? We're not breaking bread, brother. So you're not doing anything. But you're holding the code of Cosa Nostra dear. If you were, you wouldn't be on social media. You wouldn't be on social media. So I said my piece with that.
Okay, now once again, I have proof. It's still on your page as of right now. And today is, let me see, today is January 24th, Friday, January 24th, 2025. And it is on your page. It is the second. part of you addressing Joey Merlino coming on to YouTube, and it's where you have Gene Borello on there, and you guys are disrespecting his family and his wife and him, and you're saying that you know he's going to be a rat, and coming on to YouTube is a rat move, and basically it's the same thing as it's been. You're worried that he's going to take all the views, which he did, because nobody wants to hear from a cooperator when the mob boss, alleged mob boss, is on the internet giving sports picks. Nobody wants to hear sports picks from you. He's not even encroaching on anything you're doing, but you're so mad that no one wants to deal with you because he's just made you all look like fools because you're all cooperators. Okay? And you guys came at him. He did not come at you. You heard he was coming on YouTube and started a whole thing against him, all the cooperators, but especially you and Gene Borello, and you facilitated Gene Borello to come on your show and call out Mr. Merlino and disrespect his family and call him a rat and say it's a rat move for him to go on TV or YouTube and say is here's some sports bets and these guys cooperated. No, it's just not in your best interest. That's what it is. It's not in your best interest. It's killing your social media channel and everything you guys were doing, and you can't handle it.
Joey Molino comes out. People, let me know because I'm not on his Patreon channel. He'll probably do a snippet on so I could see it. So, and cool. Put it this way, whatever truths he says, I'll come on and say he's right. He's right about that. I have nothing to hide because if I did get a baseball bat stuck up my ass with a gun put to my head, trust me, folks, I would have said it. What am I going to do? I would have asked him, "Hey, please, okay, you want stuck? Could you put some Vaseline on that?" That's what I would have asked them. Like, what am I going to do at that point? But I guarantee you, it would have been a bloodbath in the Bronx after that. Right after that, or I would have been in the hospital. I would have been in the hospital for a while because things like that just, it's crazy. But and that came from Michael Hippie. And another thing.
Okay, so right there again at the end, you say everything came from Michael Hippie. So even if it's wrong, Joey Merlino has a source. You made all this stuff up, or you're going to say you got it off of crazy Ralph Natali. So even if you made it up, you can say, oh, well, Ralph Natali told me he's so crazy that people will probably believe that he made it up or that it came from him. So, okay, all right, that's a great plan. All right, well, this is crazy. Now I watched Joey Merlino respond to you, and all he said was that basically they clowned you, they made fun of you, they didn't even they weren't even worried about you. They're just thinking that you're trying to get a lawsuit settlement, basically. And that's what I think, too. I think that you know better because, this is just, it's outrageous. You're trying to get someone to do something to you so you can collect some money because your YouTube channel sucks.
Up on stage with me, Joey. You and little sniff hugger over there, snuff snuff. So with that, folks, I'll wrap it up. I'm just going to answer some questions, and that's about it tonight. Might come on tomorrow night with some more stuff. I hope people like my Instagram stuff that I put out there. I had to. I couldn't resist making a joke of it. But you know what, Joey? And for all the mobsters out there,
Okay, now the fact that this guy has tried to say Little Snuff's name 7 times and he calls him something different each time because he can't say he can't remember the guy's name. It's ridiculous. The only name he can remember is Joey Merlino, and that seems to be the only thing he can focus on right now is Joey Merlino killing his YouTube channel and his dreams of being a fake tough guy on YouTube. It's crazy. The guy looks demented when he's talking about, and he wants to fight. Then it's oh we want to talk. It's the guy's crazy. It's something wrong with him. And also, I'm beginning. I don't want to see anything of yours. No one wants to. I don't want to talk to you on Instagram. I don't want to. I don't want to look at anything you have to do. You are driving me crazy because you're such a liar. I almost hate you at this point because you just lie and you flip flop and you just it's insane. You try to play the victim. You're the cause of all of your misery, brother. And this is meant to happen to you, I'm sure.
over there, snuff snuff. Stuff I put out there. I had to. I couldn't resist making a joke of it. But you know what, Joey? And for all the mobsters out there in New York City, Bonanno, Genovese, Colombo, Lucchese, and Gambino crime families, be prepared. Thank Joey Merlino. If you see somebody taking pictures, taking photos, you don't know if that's FBI or my investigators now. And I'll be doing dumbest mobster of the month every month. I'll pick a mobster out of every crime family. Thank Joey Merlino. So, Joey, that's on you. That's on you, Joey. I'll give it back to you 10 times, Joey. Remember, Vinny and my motto would be, you do something to me, I'll do something back 10 times worse. So watch, Joey, because I'm sure all these gangsters out there, these real mobsters, don't need extra heat on them, Joey. And I will expose them. I don't give a fuck. Remember that. So now let's go into.
And here is when he's gone into full lunacy. He has now threatened by name three or four of the Genovese, Bonanno, Lucchese, and I think he said Colombo. I don't know why he left out the Gambinos, but he's named not only the Philadelphia Mafia, but four of the five families in New York, including the one that he came from and told on. This guy is gone off the deep end. I hope someone sees this and calls the feds and tells them to reach out to him and make him stop, because he's not only making himself look bad, he's making the government look terrible. They need to stop him and take the microphone out of his hand. He is deranged at this point and totally obsessed with Mr. Merlino. Whether you like Joey Merlino or not, this guy is a lunatic. He is a lunatic and someone needs to stop him. Yeah, he just needs to be stopped. Someone really does, because you've just threatened all of the worst people. Everyone that doesn't like you, you've just threatened them all. You've said that you're calling private investigators on them with the intent of gathering information of them doing criminal activities so you can get them locked up. And you think they're going to blame Joey Merlino and not you. You have lost your mind, sir. You have lost your mind.
And I will expose them. I don't give a fuck. Remember that. So now let's go into some comments. Jason NYC, big question for Dom. Getting teeth fixed, hand transplant, and talking about selling meds. Okay, nothing wrong with self-improvement.
Okay, now right here you need to pay attention because he goes into a question and answer segment, right? Ask me anything, I guess you would say. An impromptu. He wants to get off of the Joey Merlino, which he can never do. The whole time he's talking, he can never get off of Joey Merlino, and he won't. He'll just keep going back. But one thing that I really want to point out is that at some point it seems like he has someone writing questions so he can either say he could beat Joey Merlino up because he has nothing else to say. He said, I could beat him up if it's all he could say because he thinks he got this big advantage. And he goes back to that too because remember he wants this talk. Then he'll have people call in or type in and they'll say things. You think you could beat Joey? And he'll go on rants. So I think one, he's having people call or type in and say flattering things, and then others like baiting things that he wants to speak on. And then when actually people start coming on and saying things that disagree with what he says, he starts saying they're trolling. He wants to end it. So while we get into this, there's going to be a few things I'm going to skip because it's just weird. And I don't feel like getting banned it's just weird stuff. But for the most part, I'm going to play all the questions that he's asked, and you'll see it's crazy.
Uh, Jason, again, NYC. Can't you get Snuff or Merlino to call in now? I don't want to call in because that's Tough Tony bullshit. This is Tough Tony bullshit where we say sell warrior, YouTube warrior. Let's do it face to face. And it doesn't, trust me, I will refrain. I could go back and forth with the best of them.
Okay, so once again, for the 90th time, nobody wants to speak with you, okay? You were just talking about beating them up after talking about how you didn't want to fight them. Now you beat them up. You're crazy. There's something wrong with you. You need to pack it in, okay? No one wants to sit with you because you're a cooperator and you're beneath them because you broke the code that you all took. That's why they look at you like you're beneath them. It's because you did something wrong. You all were part of a code and you broke the oath of that code. You were all in a brotherhood and you broke the bond. That's why they look like you're less than and you're beneath them because you are in their eyes on what they do and what you were a part of. And that's why it's so hard for you to let this go. But that's definitely what you need to do. You're going crazy.
We have Joseph. Been hooked on Dom show. Went back and forth. Watch almost all past lives. Straight up doesn't back down. I never did, never will. Thank you, Joseph.
Okay, now, do you remember when I said he's going to have people call in or type in questions that are flattering towards him? This is one of them. No one ever watched one of your episodes and decided to go back and watch every single one of your No one did that. Maybe your mother. Maybe. You probably made her do it. I could see him telling his wife and his mother to write this, write that, get on different accounts and write in. Go on three different. I could see this guy doing that because nobody likes him. He really needs to stop. He's probably terrorizing the people he lives with. I feel so bad. You could tell this guy is unhinged.
Appreciate it. And I'm sorry, folks. I just had to be serious tonight. I didn't want to use profanity. I was just keeping it real. I'm still not feeling well, but I have enough energy for this, and just keeping it serious now because now this is serious to me.
Okay, now I'd like to point out that while he said he's sick and he doesn't have any energy, he still has the energy to come on YouTube and do an unhinged live and lie and try to flim flam the truth and really just lie. I mean, like the guy is trying to be a tough victim. It's crazy. It's crazy. This guy has flip flopped. He has contradicted himself almost every time he's opened up his mouth at this point. This is insane.
Uh, Turn hat backwards. No, I'm not Eric Voss. I'm not going to turn my hat backwards. But I got to give Eric a lot of respect. Says he likes Joey, but doesn't seem like he's a ball hanger. He's his own man. Eric, I respect that, and we will definitely be doing something together back and forth. I'm up up for it as well. Because I don't agree with you with your John Gotti assessment. Do not agree with that. So
Okay, now did you see how he's talking about this Froster, whatever the guy's name is? I'm sorry, but this guy's name, he said, I think he said Alex Foster earlier. Now he's saying Eric Frost. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, brother. This guy isn't giving me much to go on, so I'm sorry for So anyway, brother, I'm serious though. Seriously, it's messed up. This guy is really chopping your name. So anyway, um, I mean, he's done it to everybody. Little Snuff like 8 times. It's crazy. So, all right. So anyway, back on to the topic. He was talking about this guy who I don't know his name because this guy just can't get it out. But so this guy, he's talking about him, and it takes about 0.5 seconds for him to switch on to Joey Merlino and just talk where he's not even relevant. The guy is obsessed. He's unhinged. It's crazy. Just pay attention.
Jason, again, thank you for the contribution. Can you get Molino live? He's not, don't want that. I want him live face to face. And I'll go on his channel. We'll do it on his channel. Let him get the views.
Okay, now, sir, when you're asked why you can't get Joey Merlino on your show to speak with you, you're not truthful. You're misleading them. He doesn't want to speak with you because you're a cooperator. Okay, you've admitted this. This is what you said out of your mouth. I'm just repeating words that you've said. You said you were a cooperator. You called yourself a rat. Okay, and that is why Joey Merlino, who is the alleged crime boss of Philadelphia, will not speak with you because why would he? And why would anyone speak with you if they've done anything criminal or know criminal people people, they would not talk to you because you are a cooperator, brother. And this is really what I think is bothering you. But instead of telling people that, you try to act like he's not hiding from you. He won't speak with you because you broke your oath and you gave up your friends. That's why he's not speaking with you. Okay, so stop misleading everybody onto thinking that he's cowering from you. He doesn't want to have a lot. And also, this is about the fifth time that you've switched up. Do you want to fight the guy? You just the last question you would beat him in little snuff up. Now you want to have it. You don't want to have a live with him. You don't want to confront him on where it would be safe for him to confront you because God knows you need a lawsuit because this YouTube channel ain't doing it for you. So you're trying to get him to hit you or say something where you could get some type of police involved where you could get some money. That's what you're looking for. So you need to stop for you because you're in a bad way here. This ain't gonna end well for you. Threatening the entire mafia of the country. You're crazy.
Never told anyone until I told someone. Quote of the day. Okay. Very good. Good quote.
He's so listen, look at him. He doesn't even realize that they're making fun of him. He doesn't even realize they're making fun of him. He can't even read what they said. They said I know what they said, and he doesn't realize they're making fun of him. He's so unhinged. They earlier he said I never told on anyone until I told on them. Basically is what he said, and the person repeated it, and he didn't realize. He didn't even realize they were making fun of him and what he said. This guy's, bro. They need to take the microphone away from this guy. Someone needs to get in there and take the mic because it's looking. This guy's crazy. Get the mic out of his hands.
We have Chris. Why is Merlino talking about you? Where did this start? Because Merlino was coming out. He was going to expose all rats, and I was one of them. So when I first came out, I actually warned Merlino to be careful. I said it is a rat move for a Cosa Nostra guy to be talking on social media. Said my piece, and that was it. So
Okay, once again, that is not what happened. He came out addressing Joey Merlino, and in the second part of his address to Joey Merlino, he had Gene Borello on there. Again, this is like the fifth time I've said this. He had him on there, and they disrespected Joey Merlino's wife in two different ways, and they said someone punked Joey Merlino down at some beach down in Florida, which I would never believe. But this is what they were saying, and they said that he was going to rat, and that he is basically a rat now. And Gene Borello said to Dom that he had to come to terms with the fact that he's basically one of them now, and they could. So you did not just say your piece. You disrespected this man, and you gave Gene Borello a platform to disrespect him, and you called him a rat. You said he was going to be telling, just like, oh, he's one of us now. No, you wanted to bring someone. You know how bad it is because you wanted to bring someone down to that level. You were so happy to bring someone else down. Crab in a barrel mentality. You see this guy? He was so happy to think that he could bring another person's name down where his is. That's sad.
but Molino was going to blow up every rat. And at that time, he had an investigator call my family member trying to see the crimes I committed with my grandmother, if I committed any crimes. Danny Johnson, Joey ain't coming near Dom. Dom, keep doing your thing. I know. You know why? Only a coward runs from a confrontation. Verbal. There's not a threat here, folks. There's not a threat of violence. Only a coward would run from a verbal, say something to my face. I'm calling you out. He's not going to do it. You know why? He's soft. He's soft. He got shelved. And everybody's bringing up Joe Bonanno got shelved. That's after Joe left. That was years. Joe left. Joe went to Arizona. Joe walked away from the life. Then they said, well, he's shelved. I'm taking over. Joe walked away. When he was in power, nobody said, Joe, you're shelved. Never happened that way. So get your fact check. Cynthia, selfie, I have no idea what you're talking. Well, you're probably talking to somebody else. Record a video at a cheesesteak. Yeah, we could do it there. I'm okay. I'm all right. Chris Merlino seems to want enemies for some reason. Dom is too tough. Nah, it's not that. He just wants to expose rats. But if you're gonna do it face to face. Do it face to face. Why are you going to do it behind the screen? And the only thing you could expose me, I'm okay with it. Everything's already out there. What are you going to expose? But Molino has to make up lies. That's all he has to do. Make up lies to be heard. So, and for a person that does that, that's a sign of weakness. It's being soft. That's insecure. When you have to make up lies to get ahead on somebody else for somebody on somebody else's back, that's really a piece of garbage. I'm sorry.
Okay, what he does is insane. He describes everything that he's done. Everything that he's done. He's made up these lies and accusations on Joey Merlino, or he's gotten them from Crazy Ralph Natalia, who he knows is a lunatic and cannot be trusted. His word cannot be trusted. He's like your old demented uncle that they wheel around in a wheelchair. He is literally out of it. Okay, so this is where you got your information. Either you made it up or you got it off of Crazy Ralph Natalia. And the crazy part of all this is you're admitting that you think that Joey got his information that he came up that these lies that he's saying about you are from Mike Hippie. So you've already admitted that Joey got his information from somewhere, whether it's a lie or not. He didn't make it up. Someone else did. And it doesn't sound like it was Mike Hippie because the people who you said that were there for this situation aren't Mike Hippie. So this information has been passed along and you can't stand it. And I wouldn't either. But it doesn't mean that it's not true. I don't know what happened. Allegedly. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest with you. That's between you and God as far as I'm concerned. But it sounds like you're upset about it. There's got to be, when there's smoke, there's fire. Something's going on. So I don't know, what happened. I don't even really want to speak about it. But there's something crazy going on, and he's trying to paint Joey the way he is. This is what he is. He is the guy that's making stuff up. He's the one that's unhinged. Joey is unbothered. He's just saying, repeating something that he heard. You're making stuff up, brother, or you're getting it from a guy that's known as a lunatic who's gone demented. So there's real problems that that's what you'll stoop to. This is real sad. You're doing everything that you just described is what you're doing, and you don't even realize it. You're this one that needs help.
Vaseline or booty? Give me the Vaseline. I'll take the Vaseline all day long. Never happened though. If it did, I would have said it. So what? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do at that point? What would anybody do to have a gun put to their head? There's nothing they can do. So, and I know I did a lot of things to people with guns to their heads, and that wasn't one of them. But just is what it is. Dom is shooting straight from the hip. That's why I kept Eric. That's why I kept it serious. I'm not playing around. I don't have to use profanity. He hates him. No, I don't hate him. I don't like when somebody's going to make up a lie. Do it to my face. Dude, he doesn't have the balls. He says he's a boss. He can walk anywhere. He can do anything he wants. Joey, we go to Boca any way you want. Buy your house. We could use uh Vlad or Valentine Valutainment. Use one of their studios, wherever you want. We could sit down, film, do a live, not even film, do a live. Do a live. Go on Joe Rogan. We'll go on Joe Rogan, Joe. See how let him be the referee. Or you're scared to do that too? You're scared? What is it? You're scared of my presence, Joe? Wow. I'm sure you are. Zero, thank you for the contribution. How do you know what he's going to say? I know it because that's just Joey said he'll never sit down with any rats, but Joey wants to lie about everybody. I'm not saying everything he's saying is about lie, but how would he feel? I come out, you went with an underage girl. What about that? You don't hear me saying that though. How would you feel, Joey? How would you feel? You want to confront me? You want to confront me with it?
Okay, now as you see, he's gone totally unhinged. He keeps trying to act like everything that's been said about him is wrong and a lie, but here he goes and he just makes something up about Joey Merlino going with an underage a woman, I'm assuming, because he's also accused Joey of being gay, allegedly. And I don't believe any of it. I'm just saying these are the things that he said. So please, I'm making this video in defense of the truth. And, if Joey was wrong, I would say he was wrong. But it's clearly this guy. And I'm just trying to really just put it out there because I just cannot believe how unhinged this guy is as a regular person. I'm sorry. I'm just a regular person. But I seen this and I pay attention to it and it's crazy. And a year or so ago, I made some YouTube shorts about this when you were running your mouth, and it was crazy. And I saw it and it made me want to do this. So this is why I'm doing this, to be honest with you, because I got a bunch of views off of you being so crazy years ago, and it's just insane that this is still happening. A year later, here you are trying to play the victim and the tough guy at the same time. It is insane. Joey Merlino has not lied about anything, even to your word. You said you think he got it off of the guy Mike Hickey. You or Hippie. You are making this up. You just said that he was with a minor. That's how low you'll go. You just said a person that makes things up is no good, and then you can't go on camera on live YouTube and say, if I was to say he was with a young girl that was underage, then what? You can't go to say that and then act like you didn't just say that. That's what you're insinuating. Okay, you're trying to act like someone told you, but you don't want to say it. But you are you're barking up the wrong tree. You've gone too far. You are exactly what you're calling Joey Merlino, and it is sad. You need to give it a break. This is going to get you in serious trouble. I hope the FBI sees this or something. Someone else makes a video and stops this guy because this is crazy.
Or what would you say? Show me the proof. Show me. Then show me the proof, Joey. I had a bat stuck up my ass. Show me the proof. I robbed my grandmother. Show me the proof. I was a cooperator back in the 80s. Show me the proof. Or say it to my face. See if you have the balls to say it to my face. See if you're a man. You're a man's man because you didn't rat, but you're a coward because you can't say it to this rat's face. You're a coward. DV8356, thank you for the contribution. What happened? The Joey Shoemaker restaurant. Joey was a jockey when he was younger. Sinner, he was a featherweight. He was a featherweight. It's skipping on me. I'm sorry. For those who don't know,
All right, I'm not going to get into too much, but he finds any excuse to just speak about Joey. It's crazy. Yeah, he's about to get into some crazy stuff. I heard. I mean, this is one of the controversial things that Joey said, but he's got a good point, and he's about to get into it. So we'll have that.
Francisco, Dom, what do you think of Merlino calling Sonny Franchise a rat? A rat. I think it was uncalled for. Absolutely. Excuse me. Absolutely. 1000%. And that's another thing. Joey Merlino talks this shit. I mean, how are you going to call? Joey couldn't even shine Sonny's heel, the bottom of his shoe. Joey Merlino couldn't even shine the heel of his shoe. He wants to call a legend in the Mafia, a legend. Guy who did a quazillion years in jail. Quazillion. What did he do? 30, 40 years total in jail? You're going to call him a rat? Come on. That just shows Joey's character. He's out of control, folks. So you know what? We'll do dumbest mobster of the month. I'm going to have investigators go around to certain people, film them, take pictures of them doing illegal activities. Then I'm going to start blowing them up. And people, don't get mad at Dominic Cicale. Get mad at Joey Merlino. Joey Merlino started this. You want to do rat of the month? You want to expose rats and where they are? I'm going to expose mobsters and where they are. And the difference is I could do it. I could do it. I have the money to do it, Joey. So we'll see.
Okay, so this is literally one of the craziest things that I've ever heard in my entire life. He goes from being questioned about why Joey Merlino says that France's dad, Sonny, is a rat. And that's because he said it doesn't matter. And this is true. Everyone says this. Once you do something, like tell or you hang around a cooperator, Everything you did no longer matters. And Joey Merlino's reason, which I said was good, in the last clip of me speaking, he pointed out that if Michael Franzese cooperated and Sonny was hanging out with him, even though he's a son, it's still no good. And Joey told a story about how his uncle who cooperated, they basically like asked him like what they should do with his body when he passed on. He said throw him out with the trash. So I mean, you know, Joey's really standing by that too. It's not just talk with him. So, that's that. And then he goes on to say that that Joey's out of control for saying this, and when it really makes a lot of sense, though, when you're living by that code, it really does. It doesn't matter if it's your son or not. You really shouldn't associate with someone that's supposedly a known rat. And Michael's the gray area of them all, but Joey Merlino seems pretty convinced that he was an informant. I don't know. I can only say allegedly. I'm not. I'm just saying what they had. So please, I like everybody involved as far as Michael and Joey go. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's hard to pull up on Michael Francis, so I don't want to call anyone out of their name without the proof. If Joey has it, I'd be, willing to say it. I'm just saying I don't know. It's not. That's not what I'm doing here. But so to basically, this guy, Cicale, says because Joey's out of control, calling. Now, another reason he's going to do this Mobster of the Month, where he hires private investigators to investigate mob members from Philadelphia and New York's five families, is because he disagreed with him thinking that Sonny Franzese is a rat and he's so out of control. Tom Cicale says that Joey Merlino is so far out of control that he has, it's by saying that Sonny Franzese is a rat, that he is going to hire private investigators to go dig up criminal information on active mob members so he can give it to the police to get them locked up. That is what he's going to do. So a guy who hates rats, you're going to rat for him in his honor. This is insane. Insanity. Someone stop him.
And they'll get mad at you, Joe. They're not good. They'll be upset with me, but they'll be more infuriated with you. So, people, Buat, instead of giving him seats in Rayos, you better pull him up because you might be the first one. Anthony Buat, you might be the first one. And I love you. I love you. You might be the first one. Keep on giving seats to Joey Merlino and Rayos. So, you want to still embrace this jerk off?
I'm sorry, I do not know who Anthony Balat is, and I'm not even sure if that's how you say your name. And I'm sorry if you're involved in something because it sounds like you might be. But once again, I don't even know if that's the way you pronounce your name because this guy is he's not giving anybody much to go on. I'm sorry. So anyway, this Anthony Balat, he's going to put a private investigator on him to get criminal activity. He says he loves this guy, and he is going to put a private investigator on him to gather criminal activity and information on him to hand over to the police to get him jammed up because he does not like this guy giving him seats at Rayo's. John Cicale doesn't like that Joey Merlino gets embraced at Rayo's diner in New York, and he's so mad that he's going to put a private investigator on the guy Anthony Balat, who has something to do with Rayo's restaurant in New York, which is a world famous restaurant that presidents can't eat there. You got to be on that kind of stature to get in there. And you get on a waiting list. Nobody gets in there. It's top of the line. So you're going to put somebody on that guy, this Anthony Balat, who might just be a regular business owner. From the way you're talking, I can't go off of you because one minute you're saying one thing, the next minute you're saying the other. So this might just be a regular business owner, and you're just mad that he's showing a guy like Joey Merlino respect. And I think that's because you feel like you're not getting any, and you're not going to until you change your ways. You really need to stop and give everyone an apology and go back to the drawing board and come back in about a year, maybe, if that's even been enough time, and really just apologize and do a lot of soul searching. That's what you need to do.
Dom, did you know John Panisi? No, I did not. Joey is a legend, though. Yeah, he's a legend, but he's out of control, folks. He thinks he's a movie star. He wants to expose rats. He wants to get into this genre, but then he wants to lie about people, like calling Sonny Franchese a rat, saying I had things done to me. I was a cooperator back in the early 80s. Come on. Come on. He's a jerk off, but he won't meet anybody face to face. Talks about he could go anywhere. You could go anywhere. Come to a studio with me, then, big tough guy. Come to a studio with me. You can't go anywhere. You're afraid. Uh, Peoples, geez, people, thank you for the contribution. Will you fight? Jeez, man. What's that? The Nozo Boston Boss. No, I will not. Snake, Dom, the lake. Oh, the lake you're on? Any alligators? Listen, we got more gators than you could count on hairs on your head. So we're good to go here.
Okay, now this is actually insane. Someone's asking him about alligators, and he laughs and jokingly answers him and says, yes, there's a lot of alligators down here. There's more alligators than hairs on your head. Okay? And I don't think he realizes that they're probably not asking him in a playful manner. Like I don't think his comprehension's that good. I don't think he understands what that meant. Okay, and I'm just guessing. I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble, but I would not be laughing if I lived in Florida and someone was asking me if there was alligators. I would immediately think that someone was asking me for some bad intentions. This guy's not with it. He's not there. He's unhinged.
Wisco Wonderland LLC. This is washwoman behavior, Dominic. No, it's not washwoman behavior. This is calling somebody out who doesn't want to confront somebody face to face with his lies that he's making allegations on. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. And sorry if you don't like it, then don't watch it. But I kept it serious tonight. I'm not playing. I'm not playing, folks. View from the roof. Dom, I heard that Joey was smacked 2 weeks ago outside a casino, but I have no idea if it was mafia related. I think he has a bruise and didn't film that day. I'm trying to get the video. Views from the roof. You get that video? Please bring it here. Bring it here. But right now, I can't hold credence to it. I'm not going to fall into anybody's trap. But if that's the case, you get it, bring it here. We'll have some fun with that one.
Okay, now I want you to pay attention to something. He's always trying to give himself a way out when he's talking. Like with this video that they're saying that they have of Merlino, um, you know, or whatever. And basically he's like, yeah, I can't, I would love to have that. At first he's saying he'd love to have the tape, send it over. And then he goes, oh, but I can't speak to its validity basically. That's not what he said. I don't think he knows what validity means, but that's basically what he said. He can't speak to the validity of it, and whatever. He doesn't want to get wrapped up in it. But if you do have it, send it over because we'll have fun with that. Do you see how sick this guy is? Do you see? He really is sick. There's something wrong with this guy. Something's not right. Okay, someone needs to call the FBI for real because he's liable to do something crazy.
Let's see what else we have. Danny Johnson. Joey's acting like a teenager, talking to a man. Dom would be the boss if not for loose lips. You know what, Danny? I'm not proud of what I did. I ratted, but it is what it is. I was tired, the way I was getting treated. Not an excuse, but I'm telling you the way I was feeling. And I just said, F this. I'm tired of being the jerk off, the donkey, the scapegoat. And I did what I did.
Notice how after he says, I did what I did, he coughs immediately. Just notice that. Like he can't even, he hates that he just had to say that. He hates that it had to come out of his mouth that he cooperated. He can't stand, he's jealous of Joey Merlino. I mean, it's evident. But once again, this guy is so unhinged that he doesn't even realize when they're making fun of him. Like they just said, you could be, you could have been the boss of the Bonanno crime family, the family that he ratted and told on, cooperated against. You could have been a leader if you didn't have loose lips. And he's sitting there going into it. Oh well, I could have been, but I was tired of being the scapegoat and the donkey and this and that. So he doesn't even feel like he could have been the boss. But right before it, when someone's saying, "Yeah, I could have been the boss," but I got tired of feeling like the scapegoat and the donkey. So he knows he would have never been the boss. He was the jerk off. That's what they had him in for. They probably sent him to go get the drinks and the stuff. He was an errand boy or something. He's probably related to somebody. That's how he got in. Them New Yorkers, they always do that. Oh, he's related to me, so they put him in. Half of these guys had mental issues. Look at this guy.
But I'm not hiding. Denied the witness protection program, live in Orlando. And that's it. You come for me, you come for me. Trust me, I'm very secure where I live. I do have cameras and motion detectors all over my property. That's it. I'm going to be careful. I'm not stupid. So if it happens, it happens. Geez, people, thank you for the contribution. Will you fight Barney Palomo? Cheese Man Big. No, I'm not going to. Listen, I'm not here to fight people. I would like to do a boxing event, definitely, with formidable opponents back and forth, people in the life. My thing would be definitely put something together. I think we could have a really good show going on and have some fun doing it. Here we go. Al Star. I see Joey at Niagara Casino sometimes. Next time I will video him at the table. All right. Sister Sis. Larry, Joey was in jail and needed real D. Joey isn't allowed at any casinos, so no, that's false. Well, I'm not sure about any casinos. Vinny was barred from AC. He was allowed in Connecticut, allowed in Vegas, allowed in the Bahamas. So who knows? One never does know. Dom, it looks like Joey got you, but whole a bunch. LOL. Dom, you sound like a clown, bro. You're right. I sound like a clown, but I guarantee you this he won't meet this clown. If he has something to say it to my face. He'll say, "Oh, he's a rat. I don't sit with rats." Say it to my face then. Then keep your fucking mouth shut. That's all I gotta say. Ryan Brown, Dom, Dominic, Grandy's father, Salvatore, Wayne. Grandy was a rat. It's hypocritical in the eyes to say that people shouldn't associate with people who are related to informants. Everybody, you know what, Ryan Brown? Everybody's entitled to their opinion of that. So if you're hard in the life, I agree with Joey. If you're not, if you're in the life, everybody's different. Everybody feels different. So it goes both ways. It depends on the individual. And nowadays, it's not what it once was. So
Okay, and now with what he just said, has just undone everything that he has just said for the last hour of speaking. He basically said he just gave his reasoning, his own reasoning for why Joey Merlino should not meet with him. And this is what he said. He said that if someone asked him if someone in a life was to deal with someone's family member that was in the life but had told. And he said, no, if you're Joey Merlino, then no, you shouldn't want to be around somebody who is related to someone that told. But, Joey Merlino has even said that he associated with his cousins that the father told. It's not about what they did, it's about what the father did, as long as they didn't have contact with the father. But then I think they wound up having it, and that's when he stopped messing with them. But I don't think that real mafia people hold it against it. Actually, Sammy the Bull always says that the families don't have to worry. So why would the families have to worry? So you're very misleading here, Mr. Cicale. Very misleading, and no, you are held responsible for what you have done, and it seems like you're having a tough time with that. A very tough time with holding yourself accountable for that. But you have just said out of your own mouth that Joey, by the way he lives, should not deal with a family member of someone that told. So why would he deal with someone that directly told on people that he may or may not be friends with. And you have admitted to telling. So you have just argued your case for Merlino not sitting down with you, and you don't even realize it.
Was so Joey's not allowed in Canada. Okay. You and Gene versus Joey and Lil Snuff. That me against Joey and Lil Snuff. I'll do a thing like that. We could go in the ring like that. I definitely would. I definitely would. I'd have my hands full fighting two people. I definitely would have in my hand. But soon I knock one of them out, the other one, it'll be easy. The other one I'll play. I'll probably look to knock a little Snuff out first. So I'll let Joey hit me all he wants, and I'll go directly at Snuffy to knock him out cold. And then Joey, I would just play with. I would destroy him. I would destroy him. I'd break his ribs. Like, I'd hit him that way. And folks, that would be fair. Even though they're both smaller than me, 2-on-1, that'd be fair with gloves. That's a good one. Hey Dom, what would you think of Michael? What you think of Michael Franchese? Classy, classy guy, hands down, classy, gentleman. He's on another level. He's out of this genre. Basically, just he's classy. He's above this genre by far. A Mosey boy, Dom, do you think fellows like Joey and Sammy will always have beefs with one another? Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. Jason Reynolds, man, I agree with all you say. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. You don't have to agree, but thank you. I'm being professional tonight because it's serious to me. It's serious. I don't have to come out dropping F bombs every other word. And trust me, I'm extremely upset. I hate it, it bothers me when somebody lies. Even when I was in the life, folks, I had Vinny and I told him because Michael Mancuso went to Vinny and said, Sal the Iron Worker said A, B, and C, and D that I said with him when we were out. Vinny pulled me up. He says, are you out of your mind? I'm like, what are you talking about? You told Sal this, that, and this. I said, are you effing kidding me? My problem was Louis Electric was there. And the way I spoke to Vinny, he's the boss. It was embarrassing to Vinny. Vinny turned around and said, shut your mouth. Don't ever speak to me like that. And listen. So I shut up. I'm like, oh, I just realized. After Louis left, Vinny's like, Dom, I apologize. Louis there. I said, Vinny, I know I realized it. That's why I didn't say anything back to you. Now, Vinny and I were alone, and he said that to me. I'm going back at him. But I had to show respect. There's another May guy there. So, who was an acting captain at that time. So, but long and short of it was Michael Mancuso because Vinny went back to Michael after that. Actually, left me when Vinny was going home. He wound up going to meet Michael. Went with Michael. Then, about 3 hours later, he's beeping his horns at my house. What now? I set Michael straight. Michael came out and told him he embellished. He lied. So I always prided myself on being accurate, folks. And I don't like that. It bothers me because we have enough to deal with all the shit and all the luggage I carry. So that's why I get upset. Francisco Dom, when you left the life, how were you able to navigate normal civilian life and avoid into? It's tough. Francisco, you'll see on Cicale's Corner Unfiltered, extremely tough. You'll see everything I went through with people beating me, robbing me. I'm not saying I'm an angel, but here I'm trying to do the right thing. And I just got caught up with the way I was used to with the Mafia, thinking like I still have that power. So somebody's not going to screw me over. And I got screwed over, but it happens. You learn. You really learn.
Okay, now to me, it sounds like Mr. Cicale here is just saying that when he got done with whatever his sentence was and he went to move wherever he moved to or wherever he went, at some point after cooperating, he had a tough time adjusting to his, civilian life, and that he got robbed, trusting people, thinking because he thought that he was still a mafia boss. He thought he was somebody important and he wasn't. He was probably telling people that he cooperated like that was cool because he figured we were living in the 90s when it would still be cool to be a mafia cooperator. Because back then, the mafia guys they were doing a lot of wild stuff. I mean, things that you've done, but nobody's worried about you because as soon as you tell them that, everyone knows you don't have any power, you don't have any back, no one's coming to help you. It's just you, and you don't look too smart. To be honest with you, even if you are a tough person, you don't look very hard to maneuver around at all, especially if you're not going to be around long term and you have a plan. I don't think you have that kind of foresight. So back onto it, he did not fit into civilian life. He got robbed. He got back with him saying he got robbed and him thinking he had power and he didn't. That is what he's basically trying to dance around saying is he started doing criminal stuff again and he got screwed over, so he stopped. He realized that without the mob, he couldn't operate the same way, and he went back to trying to walk a straight line. So he wasn't done when he cooperated. He kept going with his criminal life. It was only until he was out of options that he finally stopped and he learned.
EG is organic. LOL. Yes, it is. What does that say? What does that say? Stamped. Organic, my brother or sister. Lawrence, thank you for the contribution. Dom, would you clean house on boat? Joey, I didn't say this. This is Lawrence. I'm blowing you up. This is Lawrence B. Dom would clean house on boat. Joey is gay. No wonder his wife is getting around.
Okay, so what he just said is very important. I told you the whole time that he came on first with Gene Barello and they were making fun of his wife. They were saying very nasty things, saying that she was cheating on him. And here you go again. He just lied after he made up calling Joey Merlino gay. And he's saying that's why his wife's stepping out on him because he's gay. Okay, this is what you did. You, before Joey Merlino probably even knew who you were because you're so insignificant. Okay, you are very insignificant. I guarantee you, nobody in Philly knew. He might be the only one just because you told on a bunch of people. Not because of anything good that you did, that you told on people. That's the only probably way he knew who you were. Okay, he probably didn't even know you though, because no one did. I had no idea who you were until I found out a year ago you were talking crazy when he was making his podcast. Okay, but as I said, you have been coming at his wife, and here, look at the joy you had in your face when you wanted to lie and make up things. And you said that that's the lowest person, someone that lies to make up things about someone else to make themselves feel better. And that's just what you did. You just called him gay. And then you loved it when somebody, which I'm sure someone that you had type in about, it was either you typing in or someone else that you had type in, it mentioned about his wife messing with somebody. I know that nobody else said that. Nobody in their right mind would say that but you. I don't even know why I'm repeating what you said. I'm scared that I might get in trouble, but I just really want to make sure that everyone knows what you said and that you are insane. Because this is crazy. I can't believe that no one's made a video about this. But you are antagonizing him just like I said, and I have the proof, and I will show it.
Big EG Vodka, subscribe and like. Lawrence, thank you, pal. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Dom, what did you eat today? Oh, I actually had chicken soup, meatball with ricotta, and I don't know what I'm having now. So, um, what's that? Al Tuco and Bloom. Okay. You lie every other sentence. No mob guy talks to you like you calm. You're trying to ride anyone's coattail. You was trying to hang with Gravano. He told you to scam, then Scars. Okay, you're right. Well, you know what? Go ask Scars. Go ask Scars. I don't ride anybody's coattails. I don't need anybody. That's why I never had one person except Joe Barone and Gene on my show. That's it. Hey, Dom, what would you think of 50 biggest mafia bosses? It skipped on me. Sorry. 50 biggest mafia bosses for Fortune magazine. That was back in the day. Let's see who they would put nowadays. So Ryan plays, hey Dom, you don't think Joey would set you up, be whacked, risky meeting him, as you know people will get killed? Absolutely, but I'm okay with it because they won't know which way I'd be coming in. So I'm all right with that. And trust me, all this internet, I don't have to go with security. The Fed, no matter where we would go, I'm sure, I'm almost positive the Feds will set up surveillance. I know it. So I don't want anybody to get in trouble. I would go myself. I'll be all right. I'll be done. We could do it in an airport. We could do it anywhere. Set up cameras. That's all we get clearance. So just valuetainment. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm sure Patrick would love that. Let him set it up. He could set it up. Bring us both in different ways. There's ways to do it where it secures everybody's safety, without a doubt. More than half of Dom's content yes, it has half of Dom's content. I need Joey to get views. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. People, I'm going to end it now because now we're getting the trolls to start up. And really, I'm sick. I don't feel well. We're into an hour. Hope everybody liked the content. Pass it on, folks. Pass it on. Go on Joey's channel. Tell him. Tell him to go live with me. If he's such a big man, and like he says, we're all liars and cowards and we're afraid, witness protection program. I never did any of that. Tell him to sit with me face to face. I'll go on his show face to face. Bet you he won't do it. You know why? He doesn't have the balls because he really thinks I'll probably crack him, which I won't. I will not. But tell him to tell me what he has to tell me face to face. He'll get paid for it. So he'll probably say, I won't pee on him. I won't. Good, Joey. I wouldn't pee on you too. If you're on fire, you wouldn't even get my pee. I'd just walk right by. Say, nice. Hey, somebody want to light their cigarette? That's what I would do. Everybody have a great evening. Thank you for coming on, Francisco. Cynthia, thank you so much.
Okay, just so we're clear, no one is going anywhere with you to meet up. Not on Valuetainment, definitely not on Joe Rogan, okay? Definitely not anywhere. No one wants to see this but you. You're the only one that wants to see a showdown, and you're not selling it very well. No one wants to see it. Stop. Stop. Okay? And then he's back on to he doesn't know if he wants to fight Joe, see Joe, beat him up, hit him. The FBI is going to be with him. No one's going to know which way he's coming from. This guy's all over the place. He is clearly shooken up, and it's all his fault. And I swear, I will illustrate it. This is just one. I would, if I did one video on all of this, I would be here for 10 hours. It would be a 10-hour plus video. So I am going to play the rest of it. And that's it. And I'll see you on the next episode. This is insanity.
Love you guys. Everybody, much love and respect. German. I missed my German from the land down under. He's probably had too much EG. German, much love and respect to you, pal. Tom C. Last one. I see the new name up there. Tom C. Why don't you let Joey live rent free in your house? Move him. Shit, I might not have my Picasso paintings up. They might be gambled away. With that, folks, have a great evening. Much love and respect to everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Peace out.